All right, looks like we are live. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Before we get started, there is actually two things we need to take care of. First thing being, who should we play as, male or female? We'll leave that up to you guys. And then also, there was a donation incentive for the character name, and you know the whole thing of it not working. We'll leave it up to you guys. If you guys want to do, let's see, I got best waifu, plot armor, and rev any percent. So it's completely up to you guys what we play as. And okay, here we go. Guys, are you ready for the most high-flying space adventure? Good versus evil, Jedi, Sith, lightsabers, blasters, all that wrapped into one action-packed game? Well, yeah, I mean, this is 70%. We skip all that, so, you know, that's how it is. I'm just kidding, guys. Welcome. This is KOTOR. I'm SoberLyte, the runner. I have with me to commentate because some of these skips and stuff are going to be difficult, and I'm going to have to focus. I got two gentlemen with me here. I have Lane. Lane, how you doing tonight, man?
My name's Lane DeBello. I'm one of the co-moderators on SRC for KOTOR, and I'm also...
And I also have 30 with me. 30, how you doing?
I'm doing good, buddy. I am also a KOTOR runner. I also have the world record in KOTOR 2. How are you all guys doing? Hope you're all doing very, very good.
So it looks like female and best waifu is the first one I saw.
Alright, sounds like a plan.
I'll take it.
Too bad Space Girl was not an incentive.
Sorry, man. I left it. I tried to think of them myself, and they just weren't funny enough. So, all right. So the timer is gonna start when I hit the enter button to play. So, you guys ready to go? I'm ready.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So, Lane, do you want to explain the first skip that we're gonna do here?
Alright. So, you can go ahead and start and such, and I'll explain while it's happening. The
3,
skip that he's going to start out with.
2, 1, go.
So this starting split is called a save buffer. Whenever you're quick saving the game, conversations such as dialogue and cutscenes cannot occur. Once they get added to the buffer, the game will check them off as having already occurred. And once we load our game, like he does very quickly there, the conversation is skipped outright, and we can gain control of our character.
Unfortunately, it didn't work.
He didn't save enough, and so the skip was failed. So we get to watch the cutscene, which is lovely.
That's fine.
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, sometimes you save buffer just the right amount. That's fine.
It's alright, just a little bit of startup nerves, no biggie.
Okay. Because of the...
Well, now we got to do this the OG style. So we'll switch back to
This is Cosmo.
best waifu.
On it. Done.
So every single time we get the opportunity, when a conversation that pops up, we try to skip as much dialogue as possible by mashing very quickly. Because, you know, we don't want to listen to people talk. We want to, you know, kill some people. You know, it's Star Wars.
This is Star Wars.
So one of the strats we do here is we equip Trask with a second blaster pistol to cause him to dual wield. This will increase his damage output and cause him to one-shot nearly everybody on the spot.
In theory.
it's like a 9 out of 10 game. So there's a newer strat here that he's opted not to do, like for safety, because it's pretty sketchy. Where you can get some optimal movement during this cutscene. We will see some of more interesting strats similar to that later in the game, though.
Oh, nice.
It's a dark...
So this Jedi versus Sith fight here, it's an actual RNG-based like fight that's occurring. They're doing real combat rounds. So theoretically, if your luck is bad enough, this fight can last forever, like never ends.
Damn, they could
Of course, due to law of large numbers, usually it ends after a few seconds.
I'm here.
That's usually actually a very heavy reset point for a lot of top runners.
Basta was not...
Okay.
Nice
Almost
bird
off
shot.
the spire.
Actually, Endar Spire is a huge reset heavy point for.
There's a lot of RNG at the beginning of this. Alright. And we even saved Trask. Look at that. He doesn't have to die for, you know...
This is
That, well, I mean...
Yeah.
we don't
yeah,
see
that's
it,
a
so it doesn't
perfect
happen.
Example of a hard buffer.
Yeah. And so we call it a hard buffer because we're actually doing a hard load on our game when we're clicking the menu icon and loading our save. We'll see other types of buffers later in the game once we get some more interesting skills.
You've made it just in time.
Saying the usual stuff here. This, you are supposed to do that.
Let's see. And this
So,
is
you know,
a... Oh god.
yeah, of course, you know, our main character's having plenty of dreams during this game, you know. Always tormented.
Another thing to know is that you can actually turn off the FMV cutscenes, the special effects cutscenes in this game, and that's what we do. So that's why you're not actually watching the cutscenes after the main characters having this dream.
Yeah, the lack of movies makes us lose quite a bit of the plot, but it's also a stability issue as well, because those movies can crash on a lot of modern hardware and also mess up resolution changes for streaming.
Ready.
Especially if you're on Windows 10. It's actually, if you're even on Windows 7, it can even crash the game.
Nevertheless, disabling the movies doesn't make much of a difference, as they can be instantly skipped with a mouse button click, so even if we had them enabled, it wouldn't make a huge difference.
Also, you could technically skip that fight there, but the reason we fight that, those two droids and that Sith guard is because we want some stems from him, as well as grenades.
And
The
XP.
stems-
Oh yeah,
And
the
XP.
XP is the
of
big
course.
part. Yeah.
Yeah. And you will see why in just a little bit.
Oh yeah, the soundscape in this game is hilarious. You know, all the different death sounds and animations and the dialogue. So here you're gonna see Sober do kind of an unusual strat that a lot of other people don't do. It's an item duplication glitch,
Ready.
where he's gonna duplicate the special blaster that our friend here, Carthonassi, uses. And by doing this, he'll get higher damage output, and will also just make it generally a bit.
Helps fade some of the earlier RNG and stuff when it comes to combat rounds. Karth is your main guy to do damage and stuff, so I figured why not give him a better blaster.
Down you go.
So, Max, we do end up picking the light side path for this run, because it ends up being all around faster, and for a variety of reasons that we'll explain later in the run.
I'm here.
Oh, come on. Now,
Ready.
the MC likes to get stuck right here. Main character does not want to move when whenever I transition through that door. So I always have to just kind of quick save, quick load, and she'll follow.
Yeah, the issue with the party in this game is that you have to be by the door.
I'm here.
Everyone has to be by the door for you to transition into the next area.
Yeah.
What?
Please.
And being the biased person I am, you don't have to do that in KOTOR 2. And that's one of the reasons why I like the speed run more in that game. Sorry.
There's no need to promote our competitors here. Come on. So he's purposely avoiding entering this apartment with the Sith, because if you do, it'll trigger a cutscene of the alien informant, which wastes time.
Too long of a talk. TLDR. Didn't want to do that.
So he is leaving there after murdering all those policemen. Twitch terms of service.
Oh, hey, Build. What's up, man? Big dark side. Somebody didn't follow you. Oh, rip.
Yeah, Build here is
Ready.
another really good community member of ours. He also runs this game.
Listen to me, people. There is a terrible scourge sweeping.
So we've been doing all our movement with Karth because we put an alacrity stim in here. Not a lot of people use the stims in this game, but they're actually very powerful. Alacrity increasing our movement speed by 20%, which makes a huge difference over the distances we move in the upper city.
Also, these drunks accosted us there, and the reason we actually kill them is once again for XP
Ready.
reasons, and we do get dark side points from that. But the main reason we kill them is because
You asked for this.
of this glitch that is going to be coming up pretty soon.
Which we need to be level 3 going to 4 for that glitch to work properly.
So now we just need to get some XPs.
Yes, so he's going to be doing some killing. It's also worth mentioning that before he entered the lower city, he returned to his hideout and transited back. This does what we call setting a transit point, which will allow him to do a warp later in the game.
Ready.
Which we're going to see probably in about 10 minutes.
Oh, come on. The fighting is not going well.
That's to be expected, you know. It's KOTOR.
It's KOTOR, yep. There's a lot of RNG in this game.
So, for whatever reason, Karth is much better at hitting people when he's point blank. So it really makes the whole purpose of being ranged kind of fade.
Okay. Turn solo mode off. Just gonna
Oh, the main character survived. Lovely.
Yes.
Nice. That was really close.
Shoot.
Alright, so this is the
There we go.
glitch we're about to do right now.
Ready.
Okay, so the fake level up, how it works out, is that we start it by doing what's called an anywhere menu glitch, an AMG, which is where we use the Alt F4 menu, yeah, no joke, during a load screen, which that causes us to have a half pause once the game begins, which lets us open the menu while the game is still paused, thus letting us unpause the game during the menu. So once we're unpaused, we begin a level up and then switch to our party member during the level up. So that way the party member consumes the flag that checks if the level up's been completed, and we don't, allowing us to level up basically infinitely. There is a cutoff where the game will eventually crash, but we're going to abuse this to get enough skill points to open impossible doors, heal very well, and also get some very easy computer conversations later in the game.
Yeah, so this glitch is it's incredibly useful.
Oh, shoot.
Because what we mean by impossible doors is that you're not actually intended to lock pick some doors. So, and for some reason, what was left in there that the security requirements into opening these quote unquote impossible doors is actually over 90
Yeah,
skill
it's
points.
a DC 100, which means that out of combat, which allows us to take a 20, if we have 80 security skill or higher, we can open them. We take 91 security because we do have to open up a door or two while we're in combat. Nevertheless, that will let us open any of these impossible doors with a DC 100.
So we gotta get up to 88 miles per hour. We can do it.
Yeah, we level to 88 because that'll give us just enough skill points for everything we need.
Okay, we are there. Oh, no.
Oh, and of course we also dump quite a bit of skill points into Persuade as well.
This is true. Yeah, Persuade, we're going to get 21 Persuade is enough to basically convince everybody in the game of anything we need them to be convinced of, which is lovely.
Except the guy in the locker on Manon, but that he's impossible to convince.
Done.
Oh yeah, we'll never get to see him.
We'll never
Yeah,
see
even
him.
if
We'll leave that locker alive.
Even if you force Persuade him, he will never come out of that locker.
Hey there, Chaos. It's good to see you showing up.
On it.
Hey,
You're not
Chaos.
feeling good? What do you mean?
Ready.
Oh, he's got a case of the flu.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Fake level up.
And also Chaos is another runner of the game.
So what you just saw there is since that was an impossible door that he opened there, leading into basically we're sequence breaking into the dark side area of the Beck base. It's going to allow us to kill some people we're not supposed to really kill yet at all. At least in theory, if everything goes well.
Who are you?
I saved
And
you,
what we
save. Don't
mean-
worry.
What we mean by dark side is that this is the dark side option of this part of Terrace. There's two options here you can do on Terrace. You need to get a swoop
What?
bike accelerator. And there's actually two ways that you can do this. You
Come on.
can kill Gaddon, which is the guy we're fighting right now, or you could steal it from the Volker base, which that is slower to do in any
Oh, he canceled my attack?
Opt out to fight
Alright, we
Gaddon
got him.
instead.
We got him.
Oh, also, by the way, Max, if you didn't catch that joke there, flu is an acronym for fake level up.
Yeah.
He doesn't actually have the flu, don't worry.
Ready.
Yeah, no, he's fine. I mean, we're kind of breaking the game, but it's not like
Kinda.
it. We're. I guess it's not really breaking because the game doesn't crash until you break it too far. So I guess we're bending
it's a
it.
30-minute sequence break, so...
Also, to mention something, the intended way you're actually supposed to do this mission is you talk to Gaddon outside in that main room, in the room before we exited the Beck base, the facility we just left. You have to go into the Undercity, you have to go through sewers, then you have to go through the Volker base, then you have to go through the Volker base garage, and then you're given the choice to either work with the Volkers or kill Gaddon.
Or work with the Becks or kill Gaddon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so by doing that sequence break, we never enter the Undercity, we never get Mission Veo, we never get Zalvar. We leave these two main characters on Tyrus to die. Spoilers.
No, we skipped that cutscene too. So Terrace,
yeah, I guess
Terrace
they
is
never
just
died.
fine. It's just fine.
Yeah, they just leave some main characters behind. They don't really pop up later in the run. It's no biggie.
We just go and never look back. It's fine.
Yeah, so we skip a lot of stuff on Terrace. We skip like almost half of Terrace alone with the fake level up.
Alright, so Sober here is about to do a mini game called Swoop Racing, which is quite fun. And
It's
oddly
better than
enough,
pod
the
racing.
individual-
Just saying.
Yeah. And oddly enough, the individual level for the planet circuit for doing the swoop race is the second most popular category for KOTOR 1, behind this, any percent.
Also, there was actually a very completely unrelated to KOTOR 1, but the swoop race is actually really, really broken in KOTOR 2.
Oh god, yeah.
It's incredibly. If you think that KOTOR 1 is broken, and there will be a lot more examples of that later, KOTOR 2 is even more broken than KOTOR 1.
Oh yeah.
I was angry. Should have known.
Yeah, so when you do the pod race, you automatically win, but then you lose, and you have to do it faster. The nice thing is this is a experimental swoop bike accelerator engine, if I remember correctly. Haven't read the text in a while. Prototype, yeah. And pretty much every race you do after this, you can get a little bit faster. So you automatically pretty much win if you just take the same line and do the same boosters.
Yeah. There's a newer strat that's a bit riskier that you can do here using the Anywhere menu glitch. Let's us skip the first race.
I have
However,
not practiced that yet, so I was like, nah, I ain't doing that.
Right here is a buffer that
Maybe-
allows us to skip one of the first boss fights in the game, the
Please take me
Brezhik
to
fight,
Garth right
where
away.
Brezhik will
Between
attack
the
us
three of
because
us,
he
I'm
doesn't
sure
want to
we
give
can
up
figure out
his
some way to
slave
get off this
vassal up here.
planet before the Sith realize we're here.
It's a big fight that we skip, and it really works out.
And we don't want Karth and Basil will have like a big long back and forth there. We'll just skip that. We don't need that.
So that's another hard buffer. So yeah, the quick save functions are so broken in this. And so right here, what you just saw was what's called a map cutscene skip, where we skip a cutscene by clicking our map icon before it starts and then transiting elsewhere. And there he transited to the transit point that he set earlier by returning to his hideout.
This is gonna be another impossible door that he's gonna unlock too. And what this skips is it skips having you to go to the cantina to talk with a
What? On it.
Mandalorian soldier
Done.
named Canderous, and he asks you to go get a droid from the droid shop, but that's way too slow, so we just use our 91 security level to unlock the door to the Sith base.
And of course, that droid is another main character that we are leaving behind.
Yep.
I'm here.
I'm sure they'll be fine.
So here he makes big use of his incredible computer skill that he got from the fake level up to disable basically the sentry droids in here and open a door to the lower level of the Sith base. And here he's doing a strat where he's going to save this Duros, which gives him light side points, which are going to be used later for it's a light side only item that helps this game.
Let's see.
So here's our first real AMG of the route, aside from the fake level up, where so by hitting Alt F4 during a save, he's able to basically do quick saves and quick loads during that cutscene. Because of where he quick saves and quick loads, the droid never goes hostile, and he can just run around it. I know, it's really funny that Alt F4 is such a big part of this route.
Oh, I was a little slow. Oh well. It's fine. Sure, it's fine. Oops.
And this fight here, the Sith Gov, is probably one of the harder fights in the run. Well, he can either go very smoothly, or he can give you a very difficult time.
So here Sober didn't get the stun on him that we were hoping for, so we're gonna basically just have to hope that Karth deals enough damage before everybody gets bodied.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, yeah. Also, here's another glitch that you can actually do is, even if a party member is stunned, you can like tab over to to your other party members, and the party member who's stunned can still attack despite that they're actually supposed to be stunned.
So yeah, this is of course very powerful.
Ready.
MC gets stuck. Alright. I think we'll be okay now.
So yeah, party members following in this game are very difficult, especially when there's variable speeds that the different party members are traveling at, such as alacrity and force speed. Because the AI for party members resets on heartbeat, which occurs every 6 seconds, which is actually a surprisingly long amount of time.
Very long amount of time. Alright. You better be following me this time. Okay, cool.
This is probably one of the only areas in the game where, like, your party members following you is a very, very...
What?
They give you a very difficult time.
Oh, that and Leviathan.
And Leviathan, because those are like the two places you need party members at. Like, you can't like ditch your party members in Leviathan.
So since Bastila here has force speed, we're using her for all of our movement for the remainder of Terrace.
Yeah, but the MC just loves getting stuck everywhere.
So another big and recent glitch here is some more AMG tech, where we're going to be skipping 2 cutscenes using the whole Alt F4 during a load screen thing. But basically just a bunch of pause manipulation. So the first one is a proper stunt cutscene that for whatever reason, when we use free look to change the camera orientation, it skips to the last line of dialogue and fades out and ends it prematurely. This other one, Davik base, we're going to wait for Davik to show us around the base, and when he shows us to the Ebon Hawk, the ship we need to leave, we're just going to quit the conversation.
So, Canderous.
It's not late.
And that... Come. Ah, there's... The shields are completely... The Ebon Hawk...
I did a little slow just to make sure I got it.
Yeah, it's the older strat, but it works nonetheless. Here we have another map cutscene skip when we travel to Dantooine. Before he actually loads the cutscene, we just click our map button and immediately return to Ebon Hawk, and we teleport straight over to the planet without any business in between.
Man, here we are off of Terrace in a little over 20 minutes.
That's not bad.
Yeah, casually, that part of the game takes about 6-7 hours,
there.
maybe more,
Have
if you're
fun.
really getting into the
Why are you
story.
not wearing the customary robes of the Jedi?
Oh yeah, and we just did it in over 20 minutes.
So the Belaya conversation here can be skipped with a buffer, but it's pretty precise, so not everybody does it.
Ah, with me as Master Rook.
If you're good, you could skip it, but I'm not, because I didn't.
Our academy, Master Dorak.
Get good,
Padawan
son.
Master, I
Get
am
good.
sure you are already familiar with.
So now we got one of the worst Jedi councils in Jedi history. It makes so many unilateral decisions. So you'll notice. Go ahead.
No, you go.
You'll notice that we're still wearing the Sith armor, even though you're not supposed to get off the terrace with that. And this is going to stick around for a while.
No, I was just about to say that.
So we are dressed like the enemy, but nobody really seems to care, which is really funny.
It's fine. All right, let's get it. First try.
Oh yeah, this is probably one of the hardest tricks in the run to do.
Montage skip, yes.
Yeah, montage skip.
Greetings.
So it's just another buffer.
Oh, he got it.
Yeah, it's a buffer, but you want to nail it between two different cutscenes. So there's a small frame window for it.
It's like 2 frames wide, I believe, or well, maybe it's not.
A bit larger than that. It's not that bad,
like
but
4 or 8, I think. I don't know. But yeah, that window is like very, very small. You have to like mash the quick save button over and over and over again.
Ah.
So we had saved a level up at the end of Taurus so we could get an extra force power here when we first became a Jedi. So we're a Jedi now, which is wonderful. Yes, he did get montage skip build.
You have done.
First try too.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Normally takes me about 2 or 3 at least for the montage skips.
Sometimes I'll get it first. Sometimes I'll get it second.
So we've been doing a lot of hard buffers, but now that we're a Jedi, we can do what's called a soft buffer. So whenever you're the subject of a conversation, if you enter combat, a conversation will be killed. And whenever you cast a force power for a singular frame, your character is in combat. And so this will kill any conversation attempting to start while you buffer through it. So here he buffers you through 2 conversations and then casts a force power quickly, and that causes both of them to be skipped. We also chose Jedi Guardian because that has the Force Leap ability. It allows us to jump to hostile enemies far away and clear a lot of ground quickly.
And I think it's actually the fastest movement in the game. I think it's even faster than save teleports.
Yeah, if it's long enough, it will be. Especially for Master Force Leap, which we get from a fake level up later in this game.
Oh yeah, we do another one later on, but it's like nowhere near as long as the one we did on Terrace.
Okay.
So instead of fighting Juhani there, we buffered her first conversation, so she never attacks us, and we just convince her to go to the council.
And partly that's also one of the reasons we get like that very high persuade number from the fake level up earlier. We just spam 1 and left mouse button and she'll just go to the council. Because you have to have like a very good persuade counter there to convince Juhani to go back.
All right, we have completed our Jedi training. Now we got to do the mission
I demand.
that we were supposed to do in the first place.
No training required.
No
We skip
training
the
required.
montage.
We'll skip it all.
Now we show up and we're a Jedi.
Oh,
We skip the montage. We're just skipping all this other stuff, and yet we're somehow a Jedi. Hey, just give me a lightsaber. I'll learn how to become a Jedi in my own time.
Wave your hands around a bit. It's good stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Hands around a bit.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, so that conversation there, he was hugging the wall to avoid starting a cutscene where he approaches the ruins. It's
What
just,
can I
you know,
do?
just a small little geometry error
I'm
from
here.
the game development where we can slip past that trigger.
Also, we did another soft buffer there. Another weird thing about this trigger about this droid is you can actually teleport over the trigger of that cutscene.
No, not the grenade. Ah, crap. Too late now. Waste the grenade.
It's not like there's a whole lot of grenade
What can I
route
do?
like for the rest of this game.
I know. I was just more on the throwing it instead of jumping to him.
Oh yeah, that's something.
Oh, come on. There we go.
Also, opening this, you can actually skip this cutscene here, but it's pretty tight.
Yeah. The door cutscene, that is. We do skip the star map cutscene because who
Yeah,
needs
that's
to know anything
yeah, that's
about
some
the
new
plot of the
stuff
game?
actually that Lane found out.
Oh, stop.
He actually has a
But
skip
it's
named after him
true.
now. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm supposed to get rid of you.
And don't worry, the lightsaber will not always be blue, Max.
Nope.
Unless Sober decides to keep it that way. But
Nope. The run is invalidated if you do not go purple. That is fact. I'm kidding.
Does that mean
But it
mine's
is.
invalidated?
I mean, I didn't go purple saber in my PB, so
See,
you know.
this is why I shouldn't be in 8th place. I should be like
Ah,
6th.
you have
No.
returned, young Padawan.
Come
Well,
on.
we get purple because it's on the
What
way,
it was
Max.
that
It's
Revan-
like it's right
Yeah.
there.
Return to your ship with Bastila,
Yeah.
and we will summon you.
Where do we get a purple
Padawan,
crystal
You have done
from?
well in discovering.
It's the
Tatooine.
rubble in the crate cave.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Do some transit skip, warps here, back to the Hawk. Let's get off of Tatooine.
But the rapid transit system in this game is honestly very broken. Even casual, you know, it can be abused so much. Many players do. So here he does another map cutscene skip, you know, by clicking the map button before the cutscene starts, so he doesn't have to watch it. It does send us back to Dantooine, but we just have to do it twice and we'll be on the non, and it's much faster than watching the cutscene.
And there's also a chance that fighters can spawn if you don't skip it.
That as well. And the fighter skirmishes, as you'll see very soon, well, not very soon, but soon enough, are quite rough in this game. Also, don't forget to split, Sober.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Purple is close to the dark side. We do walk the line. Like, we are just barely tipped into the light side just so we can use, like, a crystal and everything like that. But we also use Drain Life. So, I mean, you know, we're rocking everything.
Yeah. See, you know, the alignment route is more of a safe strat. It's good for marathons, but a lot of times recently,
my
some
God.
runners have been straight up ignoring the alignment route and just going for whatever is most convenient.
I just got stuck on 2 invisible walls there. That was cool.
Oh, potholes, lovely.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, on my PB run, I was actually completely gray, right down the middle.
No, there's actually some runners actually skip the Solari crystal.
Yeah,
Welcome
that's
to
what
my-
I was like
Oh,
saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Have
what's
you
coming
managed-
up right here is our first door clip of the game. That rapid transit system that I was talking about that can be very broken. If we do a rapid transit while we're in a certain position next to a door of our character, our party members will spawn behind the door, allowing us to clip through it way earlier than we're supposed to. This is a huge sequence skip and skips most of this
What is it?
planet.
First try.
Love
Nice.
it.
How?
So,
So yeah, that just saved like over 10 or 15 minutes. Because the normal way of getting into this underwater base that we're currently in is you have to go and create a Sith base into, well, it's called the Sith Embassy on the Nine. You have to The reason you have to go into the Sith Embassy is because you need to prove to the Republic that you're capable of going down here.
And there's other chores as well, like stuff to do with retrieve from underwater, and there's court cases and a whole lot of politics. Good old Manon.
Yeah.
So it is actually very possible to die while you're down here in Rackert Station. Luckily, his health is sticking around, so we should
I had
be
to use a
fine.
med pack, so it's all good.
So this section is probably the slowest part of the game, moving in the scuba suit underwater. We've tried our darndest to speed this up, and the only real strats we have are making sure both force speed and alacrity are cast of our hand.
Which I ran
looks
out of
like one of
alacrities,
those-
so you know
Yeah,
that's good.
that's fine. Don't get to admire the underwater scenery.
That's right.
We don't do it in this category, but there is a way to like skip a similar sequence to this scuba suit movement.
The
But
spacewalk.
there is, yeah, the spacewalk skip where you don't actually put on the spacesuit.
It's also worth noting there that he did another soft buffer, except he used the sonic emitter instead, which works just like a force power.
Yep.
Also here, we're doing kind of a quick draw strat that was found by Sheet Metal several months back, where by opening up the inventory screen, hitting enter, then closing the inventory screen, we're able to instantly use our sonic emitter to
Instead
kill
of-
off.
Yeah,
Our
instead of
fraction
waiting for
sharks.
that animation to play out.
The animation's pretty long too, so this was a very, very good find. Also, Sheet Metal is the one who discovered like a lot of things. He discovered that huge glitch in KOTOR 2 that's not even 2 weeks old yet.
He's also just a really cool guy and very fast, and he's in chat right now.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm sure he's, you know.
Oh, there he is. Hey, sheep.
Hey,
We weren't
Sheet
talking bad
Metal,
about
there
you or
he
anything,
is.
man. I swear. Loot this real quick because I need him.
And yeah, and Sheet Metal is the world record holder
I won't let you
of
open
In
the
this
door,
category,
you
80%,
in
yeah.
this category with a 109.
Oh, sweet.
It's also worth noting that Sober here is looting a lot of extra things along the way for the sake of making sure that because you know it's a safer credit route basically, where he's not going to be short any adrenals or special items needed for later in the game.
Yeah, we have one big shopping spree we do right in the middle of the run, and I'm getting these extra credit items so I can buy more med packs just in case, because I have a feeling because the combats already went really well against the governor, and I mean really well by really bad. So yeah,
Marathon strats.
marathon strats.
Also, Sober is going to be doing a trick here into skipping the Great Phyraxan Shark. The intended way of skipping the Phyraxan Shark is you need to either put toxin and vent toxins into the water, and that'll kill the Great Phyraxan Shark, or you need to blow up the machinery outside. But instead, we just use soft buffers to avoid the kill. that the Fraction Shark would give us if we got too close to her. And yes, the Fraction Shark is a her.
Yep, it's a mommy.
Yes, it is.
Despite what Werewolf may say, fish husband. Nevertheless, so we're skipping a puzzle sequence, and it's great. We're also skipping a court case, and we don't get arrested, and all kinds of stuff. It's lovely.
Yeah, because if you feed the toxin into the vents and you just go here anyway, you skip this soft buffer here, you still have to go to court, which takes up a lot of time.
Yeah, because this is an ace attorney, so we don't want court cases.
No.
I know, right? It would totally not be KOTOR anymore.
This is gonna take a little while because my force speed ran out.
Yeah, that's why we like the alacrity. There's another glitch in this game known as the duration glitch, where if you have multiple status effects going on at once and go through loading zones, they get extended, as well as the speed effects from force speed and the adrenal alacrity can be stacked on one another. So it ends up being very broken and helpful for this section as well.
Yeah, especially this section where underwater is just... I mean, it's pretty, don't get me wrong. Looks great. All the dead fish here. I had nothing to do with it.
Good too.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really love the soundtrack in this game too.
The music is great.
Yeah, if you don't know, the soundtrack was actually composed by Jeremy Soule. He's also done the Elder Scrolls games, music for Skyrim, and I think he also did Oblivion and Morrowind as well.
I feel sick.
Yeah, they're wonderful orchestral works of art.
Oh yeah, for 100%. The funny thing is that Jeremy Soule actually put an Easter egg into in Skyrim for Bastila Shan's theme in Distant Worlds, I believe is the song's name. He just snuck in Bastila's...
Yeah, motif. Yeah. He did motif replication where it's the same, you know. I'm getting music theory nerd, so I love all this stuff, but it's the same like da 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 that fits into the theme as well.
So this is once again another map cutscene skip. We don't actually have to do it twice, just do it once there. Also, you could actually technically skip that intro cutscene, but you have to do it like 3 times, so we just mash through the dialogue anyway, because it's faster. And he did another soft buffer there because to
Can I help you?
avoid getting Gizga on your ship later. Because there's this guy at the entrance to Anchorhead where we're at right now that he'll give you Gizga. And they'll be all over your ship.
Sober, did you remember to grab Dominate Mind?
He did,
Yes, I did. Yeah, on the
Okay.
Second.
Oh, you did it earlier. Okay, I
Yeah,
always
yeah.
do it on the 9. I'm just making sure because you're going to be
okay.
stuck if you didn't get it.
Right. You don't want to sell me Gizka.
So we've got a very big skip coming up that
No
requires kind of a complex explanation, so I'm going to go and start describing it before we get there. So generally, the way this world works out is that you're going to have to do this whole quest to first get to the Eastern Dune Sea and then deal with a crate dragon that's blocking the star map. So first of all, we get to the Eastern Dune Sea with just a simple save teleport or save buffer. It varies. We can explain those in the save teleports in a moment. But the actual way we get past the crate dragon is quite interesting. First, we buffer all the way into its lair, and once in there, it's going to be in the way of the star map, so we need to get it to move forward. It moves forward during its animation, where it usually eat us. So by doing a menu glitch, we can move into the trigger to where it's going to begin eating us, and then kill that cutscene using the menu glitch that we've put together. And because of where we kill it and how we've positioned our party member, the crate dragon gets stopped during its walking animation in just the right spot to where you can sneak around him and get the star map. And so it's quite a sight to behold and really funny. So hold on to your hats.
All right, here we go. Oh,
Excuse me.
Build.
Hello.
Hopefully we don't see that cutscene.
What is it?
All right, so we just got to position her. Oh,
Yeah, if we see that cutscene, problems are gonna happen.
just take a little bit extra time to make sure I got her in the right spot. Hopefully she's in the right spot. I'll do a safety save before I start this. So. Oh, he's pissed.
What is it?
Look at that crate skip. Beautiful.
That was really nice.
What?
Oh yeah, he talked to the dragon, so Bill is saying the run is cursed. But...
No, you always talk to your dragon.
Well, anyway, another thing that the way he's getting out of the Eastern Dune Sea here is with save teleports, and those, the way those end up working out, it's we don't fully understand what causes them, but for whatever reason, our momentum is maintained during quick saves sometimes, and it's not maintained properly. So that the longer the quick save is, it ends up stacking, like
No.
thinking that we've run way further than we actually did. As
I,
a result, we get launched forward.
I had to kill it. Hang on, guys. My memory went too high.
That's fine. You know, it's pretty normal to kill your game on Tatooine.
Yeah. Just not in that spot. I was hoping I could make it to the next trigger. But it's fine. We'll have plenty now. So we'll just do it again.
Oh, it was probably fine just loading that quick save, right?
Yes? What? Your wish?
Oh, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you looked like you were in a good spot. You could have just loaded the quick save.
I thought Juhani was still in the unknown territory, and that would snap him back. We'll try this again.
Oh, see now Build saying he told you so.
That's true. He did. He warned us. I warned you. Okay, let's try again.
Because even if Juhani gets stuck, you can actually teleport her out separately. Just throw on solo mode.
Yeah, it was the fact that she's in this territory here, past the marker post, that if one of your characters go there, the little dialogue will show up saying you can't be there, and then it'll the game kind of snaps you back towards the dragon pit, and then you're screwed because it's either you get that cutscene or you get the
Oh, mad.
yeah, Comad's cutscene, whatever. It just kills you. Oh, there we go.
Or you'll get both of them.
Or you get both. There we go.
Also, what would actually happen if you save teleported like all the way into like the out of bounds section?
There's just an invisible wall over there.
Oh, I see.
It's actually rather jagged. It's strange how the geometry works, but... Also, don't forget to do your equip.
Oh yeah, thank you. Gotta remember to do that.
Good thing we have Lane here and voice.
Okay, now we're on Corbin.
Alright, it's the conversation planet where you have to talk to a bunch of people.
Oh, and this is actually the planet we do the other flu at.
Another fake level up.
Yep, fake level up. I don't know if a lot of people in here know still what flu is. Probably gonna think that we're getting sick.
Oh, aren't we?
I mean, we technically are. You gotta go bathroom.
Alright, man. Oh, you're gonna have plenty of credits. Good God.
Yep, I grabbed a few too many, but that's fine. Okay. So that was the last shopping spree we gotta do. Everything else is straight gameplay.
If you consider a fake level up gameplay, sure. But
I don't know.
the thermal detonator is from a Mandalorian corpse, right? Or no, that's actually the Manon corpse. Yeah, he grabbed the safety corpse of Manon.
Yeah. And I could save that for a fight coming up, but meh.
Yeah, thermal detonators, they do a lot of damage, but it's mostly just the knockback, which makes them kind of meh.
Is there something? Are you have
Alright, we're in the temple, or academy.
So yeah, there's another optional strat here that he opted not to do, where you can get the LeShow conversation early. It's a minor time
there.
save. But...
What do you?
Already talked to you. So now in Corbin, we need to get enough prestige in order to get to the final test, become a Sith, so we can
I
get the
remember.
star map, because that's where the star map is.
Because it and I.
Yep.
So pretty much we learn the code of the Sith, we snitch on Cal Ogwin, we convince him to go over to the Jedi, so we're going to snitch on him, and then we're going to help her retrieve a Jedi holocron or a Sith holocron.
Yeah. It's funny, this actual, like, this planet is pretty close to just, what's normal. Like, it's legit, basically. We don't do a whole lot of glitches.
Yeah.
No big sequence breaks or anything here. It's mostly just, as intended. We do a map cutscene skip to avoid the abandoned fight. But aside from that, and also we're doing this fake level up, but that's just for the rest of the run in general. It doesn't actually do any big skips here.
Right.
The second reason we actually skip do that map cutscene work there is because you also want the door to be unlocked when you're going back to the Sith Academy later on.
Yeah, because that abandoned fight can lock the door, which is very unfortunate if it happens to you.
It's like a run over at that point.
So this fake level up gives us Master Critical Strike and Master Speed well before we're supposed to get it. And so this is going to let us basically one-hit most basic enemies in this game and, do 3 or 4 hits for most bosses.
Yep.
Not to mention, we also get Master Force Jump here.
Yes, which increases our range of our Force Jump and the damage dealt by it. Scorpion's really cool.
So, guys, I have to ask you this question. Y'all liking the run so far?
I know I am.
There you
go.
Okay.
One.
It's very unfortunate that we're having the speedrun.com issue with the donation link.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I mean, you can still donate to the charity directly, so it's
Yes, we do encourage Able Gamers is a good cause, and it is definitely a worthwhile charity to make a donation to. And if you do donate, be sure to let us know here in chat, so I'll give you a digital pat on the back.
You also get
what? All right. Couple extra light side points, no big deal.
Oh yeah, that one's very finicky. Looks like you just need to take another step forward for that trigger.
I think
because
so.
it's on the other side of them.
It's fine.
For some reason, the trigger to start that conversation is on like the other side. It's not like surrounded by everyone there. It's very weird.
Well, because
Greetings,
intended playthrough, they want the
No.
character to be approaching from the other side. They don't expect us to warp like that.
Right.
So this is a new strat called
Well.
Uthar Go to Your Room Skip that I discovered a week or two. Where basically we break out of this
So then.
conversation right before he sends us back to our room, and like because a day is supposed to pass between the two conversations. This lets us talk to him immediately and not deal with all that running.
You must locate.
All right, let's see if I can get this. Nope.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the issue is with the raid skip that you've been having.
Yeah, those raids, their spawn location is actually like just beyond that door or with the door, and no matter what I try, I can't skip them. Everybody else can. So
Actually, since the stream delay is caught up, I think I saw what it was. It looks like you were a bit far to the left and you ran into the rock that was in the way, landing you inside of the trigger instead of going past it.
Yeah, I think that was the problem.
that's right.
Yeah,
I'll
maybe
just-
in practice, try pushing yourself more to the right. I don't know.
Okay. Sounds good. Oh, hey, look at that. I'll take it.
Oh yeah, that master speed is a drug.
Eat this grenade. Oops. Okay, we got another star map. Just one more star map to go, and then we can go to the Star Forge. So that's pretty good.
Yes, that was again another AMG skip. The reason it works out is technically when the game is in a saving and loading state, it's in a type of paused state. And whenever we're using the Alt F4 menu, the game is being paused. And generally, a pause plus a pause equals an unpause. And it just tends to break things, because the game shouldn't be unpaused while you're saving or loading.
So,
Ooh, almost one shot him.
Really taking the safety force powers, aren't you?
Okay. Wee.
Yeah, here we get to see some pretty good save teleports. Our character's just getting launched across the map because of, this bug of movement.
Saves a lot of in-game time, and that's actually what we time the game by is in-game time, because hardware differences and just like loading screens and stuff like that can differ a lot.
And of course, in addition to in-game time, these save teleports are worth it RTA as well, which is why we're still doing them. Generally, if it's not worth it RTA, we try to avoid quick save strats because it's just kind of dumb. Like, oh, I did a 10-minute in-game time run, but the RTA is 3 hours because I was doing nothing but saving the whole time.
All right, now we get to check to see if I did the conversations correctly. If this crystal... All right, lightsaber stays in the hand. The crystal has been placed. We're good. Good to go.
So yeah, if our light side alignment is greater than 60, so that means 10 light side points above neutral, we're able to use the Solari crystal, which has a bonus against dark side users as well as a lot of other added damage. That was another ANG cutscene skip there to skip us having to watch us get captured by the Leviathan.
I'll hold on.
My old mentor.
Gotta keep up with that stream delay, 30.
You're behind the times, man. I'm already on the
Done.
on the thing.
You better get.
Well, okay. So we actually did do a hard buffer there, and what this skips is it skips having to walk all the way through this prison block and then having to rescue your party members. But because of hard buffers, we actually skip
Oops.
that entire sequence.
On it. Done.
Yep. Also, he has his own splits pulled up on the back end here, and he did just get a gold split on Korriban, which I want to congratulate him
Yes.
for.
Thank you. I
He's been
appreciate
practicing that.
Also, another thing you all might notice is he still has the Sith armor on, but he equipped the Jedi Master Robe on. And for the rest of the game, he's stuck with the Sith armor on.
Yeah. The reason this occurs, I almost sneezed there. The reason this occurs is that they don't expect us to have a disguise on, which is what the Sith armor is, whenever we're going through the airlock on Manon, which puts the scuba suit on. So instead of saving our actual character's portrait and character model in the save file and transiting to the seafloor, it just saves the Sith armor character model instead. And so that becomes permanent for the rest of the game. It is permanently glued to our skin. This is what we look like now. Our children will have Sith armor. This is how we are.
On it. Done.
What?
Yes? I'm here.
So part of the strat here on the bridge is that we actually want our party members to die because that way they'll be close to the door.
All right.
Because you want them to die in a nice, good spot so we can get out of there.
And we're gonna watch that one cutscene, right?
Yes, I'm not skipping that one.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're not skipping that cutscene. And I'm not gonna say what the cutscene is.
It's fantastic.
You guys will see.
It's an anti-spoiler.
Yeah.
Oh, those look like some good death spots. Nice.
Worked out. We just level up our characters, run back the way we came, back to the elevator if they would follow me. Okay. Come on, guys. So this Leviathan is a pretty bad run killer because you have to have these two in your party, and yeah, they sometimes don't follow you. They just like, I'm gonna make a hard right and go fight these people in this doorway that wasn't opened. And I just moonwalked to this guy. Cool.
Yeah, the party member AI in this game is shoddy at best. Also, nice roller skates.
Thank you.
This is just a pretty bad part to just for the run to die here because your party members don't cooperate with you. And this is, not to mention, this is like the fourth last part of the run.
Okay, normally we skip this little scene right here, but I'm gonna let it play because there's an awesome glitch that happens when you have the Sith armor equipped.
This is one of the best memes in this run, honestly. This used to be a part of the route for so long, and it's only recently been routed out, which is kind of sad.
So here's the big reveal of who Revan was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
He was nobody.
He was a nobody.
He was a nobody.
He was never anyone at all.
Never
Revan
anyone,
was inside of us all along.
Look at that, guys. Revan was nobody this whole time. It's just so sad that that cutscene was routed out. Because you could actually skip that Revan reveal cutscene using AMG.
Yep. It became the very thing I swore to destroy.
On it. Done.
Okay, so there's another very funny glitch here called Doorstop that was discovered by Sheep several months ago as well. Where if you click Malik before he closes the door, we not only keep our stims, but we get some very funny party member bugs coming up.
Like Bastila here. She's supposed to throw her lightsaber there.
Hold Malik off. You two get out
She's
of
just
here.
stunned.
Find the star
They're all
forge.
stunned. And Mr. Karf knows that yeah, he will be stunned for the remainder of the game until, yeah, pretty much, yeah, the rest of the game he's going to be stunned like that.
Yep, unless you select him as a party member, but we don't need to do that. He can stay stunned, it's fine. So this is the only time in the run that you're forced to do fighters. Let's see how it goes.
You feel empty
Incoming
inside
fighters.
now, Sheep.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
3 fighters, not bad.
Yeah, Free Fighter setup's very respectable. Words, English.
Let's get up.
Okay, now we're getting to Kashyyyk. This is actually... I said Leviathan is a run killer. This is a run killer.
Killer runs, my friend.
It's pretty rough.
Kashyyyk is, in my opinion, like the hardest part of the run.
I don't think it's hardest for me anymore. There was a point in my life where it was the hardest, but I still don't like it. Every once in a while I get a pretty bad Kashyyyk, and it's making me quite upset. But...
So, like, it's not like the first parts that are, like, really all too bad about Kashyyyk. It's when you get to the lower Shadowlands is the worst part of the run.
Honestly,
far.
these days, I feel like the hardest part of the run is getting off of Terrace.
Getting off of Terrace, yeah, that's another.
Well, getting off of
Part of
Terrace
the run.
optimally. I can get off of Terrace. It'll just take me like 20 minutes. But I don't want that.
This isn't.
I mean, some people just never get off of the Endar Spire. Sometimes. You're looking at you, Sheep.
Well, actually, yeah, episode 3. I don't know. Did they ever actually say Kashyyyk anywhere in the dialogue? Because I'm pretty sure that they just say the droid attack on the Wookiees. So the pronunciation where it says Kashyyyk, I know is in the classic Battlefront 2.
Oh yeah.
Where the
come on.
in Galactic Civil War, the guy will be Galactic Conquest. I meant to say. Whenever you select Kashyyyk, you'll go Kashyyyk, and it's.
Kashyyyk.
He says all the planets funny, like Mustafar,
Mustafa.
Tatooine.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Kashyyyk has 3 Y's in it. How could it be Kashyyyk?
Well, you just gotta imagine it's like, attack pronouncing it or something,
Hmm.
It's like.
Oh, jeez. Sorry, didn't catch that.
Majito. Yavin 4. We were just talking about people that spend 8 hours a day on the Endar Spire sheep.
Spends 8 hours a day.
Ooda-pow.
Ooda-pow. Endar. Coruscant.
Good stuff
Of course,
around.
yeah, sheep. Honestly, I understand it, man. You want to get that good run, and I respect it hardcore. There's only 4 hours.
By the way, you can actually skip that Jolie cutscene there, but I guess Sober opted not to do it.
I'm playing it safe.
Who are you?
Yeah, because it's a pretty hard soft lock. Well, it's not a soft lock. It's almost a soft lock if you mess it up.
You want
bad
anything?
enough.
Thankfully, I have not once yet. Also, he's going.
You want
What Sober did there was, he talked to that leader there, and part of that dialogue was it's gonna make all these tax hostile to you now, So it's very great for us to use force jumps here. And there's another cutscene that he skipped. With
A torrent attack.
Yeah.
Torrent attack.
I have a hard time pronouncing that thing's name. And it saves like maybe 10-15 seconds, so it's a good
Double
time
Jolie.
save.
Oh, one disappeared. One became
love
one
the
with the
double
Force.
Jolie.
So, you know.
And
I
we're
love
gonna
the
get
double
Jolie
Jolie
in our
glitch.
party right now.
I actually need to save my game. I'm pretty close to crashing here.
Yeah, I would save
Oh
the
yeah,
game.
you probably should be. Yeah.
I'm gonna try and make it to the next zone.
Oh, you're playing a dangerous game, my friend.
I know.
Oh yeah, that's...
Living on the edge.
So this game has a memory leak in it, which if anybody's messed around with C++ or C# a lot, you know memory leaks generally shouldn't be in a release program. Nevertheless, this game has an awful memory leak in it, to where every time you quick save, the memory usage increases, and once it gets to about 1.5 gigabytes, the game straight up dies.
No worries, reloading now.
So reloading the game will reset the memory usage and clear this memory leak, but it's honestly quite funny that a AAA game has this big of a problem in it.
One of the games I used to speedrun has a memory leak in it. And it was released in like 2015.
You gotta love
Oh
those.
shoot, I missed it.
Fighting some Kinrath.
I'm just gonna quick load here once this cutscene's done.
It's usually around there, Nashville. It varies sometimes because memory usage itself can fluctuate because of just the way the program works. But
Yeah.
generally, yeah. Kind of have to feel it out depending on your hardware.
Okay, so I did not get the Kinrath skip here. Normally you can skip this spawn here.
So, like, this is actually one of the reasons I think that this is probably the hardest part of the game to get really, really good at.
Oh my God.
There's 3 buffers here, hard buffers. Well, one of them is a soft buffer, and that's to skip that Wookiee cutscene that Sober just watched there.
Quick save real quick.
And, like, messing up any of these things could cost you a bunch of time.
Of course, since this is a marathon, we're going to continue, but missing that Kinrath skip is good enough to basically be considered a run killer.
Pretty much, yeah.
Of course.
Also, you have to do 3 things here in Lower Shadow. And it can be done in any order, really. You have to kill Freyr here. You have to get light side points from the Wookiee from what we saw earlier from the Mandalorian fight. And you have to get the star map.
And the order we're doing here is most optimal, but
yeah,
yes.
It's most optimal. And the reason
I
you
didn't
want
get
to actually kill Freyr there first is because Jolie's gonna teleport to you later on. And usually that will cause us problems because him following us all the way to Freyr and
Oh, cool. They didn't spawn on me.
all the
That's awesome.
way.
Yeah, also, it happened a
It's
moment
just-
ago, and Sober got a really good Kinrath skip there for the second one, which is great. So
I was surprised, actually. I didn't think I hit it because my force speed is still on, and there's this weird little niche where if your force speed is on, you don't teleport as far when you're save buffering.
Yeah, look out for solo mode, by the way.
Yep, I way ahead of you, bud.
Stream delay, sorry, and I was making sure.
So now we're gonna zip past these Mandalorians again.
Also,
we're gonna
that second Kinrath
buffer the
fight
cutscene.
we just skipped. It's actually harder than the first one.
It's really bad coding, yeah. That's
Well,
what makes
yeah,
it great.
oddly enough that you say that 30, I also agree. I feel like it's harder too, but I've looked at the trigger and it's actually smaller. It's just, for whatever reason, it's harder to see, I guess. The visual cue isn't as good. But yeah, I do agree with you. I feel like it's harder. It's just something about it.
Yeah, it's rough. Like this is the roughest part of the run, in my opinion, is Lower Shadowlands. So many things could go wrong here.
We're almost out of there.
But yeah, we are almost out of the Shadowlands.
Just gotta pray for a good Zerka skip.
Yeah, there is another skip we have to do twice.
Max, those screams you are hearing are called cats. They are a simian species native to the Shadowlands of Kashyyyk that make this sound. And it's terrifying and awful.
You did a really good impression of that.
I've been practicing. Practicing particularly for this marathon.
Been working on this for weeks.
Oh yeah.
So Sober is gonna do another cutscene skip, map cutscene skip here. But first, he's gonna take care of this tack first. Another map cutscene skip, and what this is gonna skip is it's gonna skip you having to go to the village and watch that cutscene with what's his name?
The Malik torturing Bastol?
No.
Oh, I got fighters again.
Incoming fighters.
Oh, you're talking about the one that was okay. That map to see a skip. Yeah, where Chundar is having the
Chundar.
because we killed Freyr, and he's like, "Great, you killed my dad." All that kind of stuff. But,
Also, he Sober got the 2 cutscene skips successfully. That's a really good thing, because if you miss that cutscene, 2 of those cutscene skips, it wastes a bunch of time. Because you have to watch 2 Zerka soldiers enslaver Wookiees, and you get teleported all the way to the Zerka office, and it's just a bunch of walking, and it loses a bunch of time.
Okay. Also, by the way, we're a little behind now, but that fighter encounter we had there was RNG. There's a 50% chance that occurs. And actually, just today, I discovered a way to skip that fighter encounter that actually teleports us to Lahan and saves some time. I'll upload a YouTube video of it. But anyway, yeah, that's just something mentioning. Though, of course, he's not implementing that because it's brand new.
Right.
So here in Lahan, we're going to get ship parts to repair our ship, and we're coming up on our second big door clip of this run.
The bane of my existence.
Yeah, it's a huge sequence break, and it gives some people some trouble.
Some.
AKA, it gives Sober trouble.
We'll give her a shot.
Nevertheless, it's a big sequence break. It skips basically the whole quest on this planet, where we're dealing with the elders, and the tribal Ricotta.
So I gotta fight these guys before I can attempt the door clip, because I need to be able to access my party members.
And actually, in No Major Skip, you do have to do all these quests because door clipping, barrier clipping are all
that happens
fall under
sometimes.
the same category. And oftentimes it takes like 11 minutes to complete this entire planet up until the barrier skip.
Alright, let's try this again.
Yeah, that death there was non-intentional, but that happens.
That Rancor hits pretty hard sometimes. Even though he's just a baby.
Even some of the top runners even have to fight these guys sometimes. It's very unfortunate, but if you can minimize
thanks, Max.
it to
Appreciate it.
only one, or if you can or even none at all, which is unfortunately more on the uncommon side of things.
Yeah. Also, I'll mention what Nashville here in chat is saying, that this barrier skip loses the chanting Ricotta, which one of the older runners for this Glasnock had the entire chant memorized, which was all in Rakatan, which was always amazing to hear him chant. Yeah. Also, I'm very glad to hear that, Ardua.
Yeah?
What is it?
Okay, cool. Got it on the second try. That's probably a PB for me right there.
What?
Yeah?
Your wish?
There you go. So we're in the temple now. Big sequence break, and we're fastly approaching the end game.
Second try build. Second try.
Oh, no. First try. Nobody
Oh yeah,
saw it.
first try after I died. No wait, I don't know. I can't do math.
The easy way to like know how to see that barrier cliff is you're mostly running at a angle.
Yeah, it's
And
the
when you're
angle.
running at when you're running at a 20-degree angle, like you know it's gonna work.
I don't really think about it that much. I just kind of grind my face up against the like barrier, and then just transit, and it works out. And if I miss it, I'll just reset my game because
You know, I think Build actually mentioned one time. I don't know if it was Build or someone else. It's like you're just bashing your face into the barrier, and you are just sliding across it. I don't know if that was Build or that was Werewolf.
Yeah, that sounds like Werewolf's words. That's what he always
What
described
is
it.
it? I'm here.
Oh yeah, that was definitely him.
Build is the freak that doesn't actually slide across it. He just kind of positions his character in transits, and somehow he gets it, and that blows my mind every time. So
Yeah, he's old
Hey,
school.
if it works for him.
I remember when he was learning, he was like doing that Manan skip. I was like, that's not gonna work, Build, and he does it, and it works. I'm like, okay, I'm never gonna doubt you ever again. So there's a very new skip right here, where we're skipping this fight with Darkside Bastila using Nether AMG. It's handy mostly because it saves us stims. Usually killing her is not that fast, but having that extra set of hyper stims is very valuable.
Yes, we're gonna need those on the Starforge. All right.
And you do have to wait a bit there.
Darth Waifu meets Darth Waifu.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we are actually almost done with the run. We have like maybe about 10 minutes left, I'd say.
Yeah. 10 minutes, 9 minutes if things go optimally.
Heh. Come on.
Nice, and you also skip that fight there.
Perfect.
Yeah?
Also, this area that we're actually currently in, the exterior of the temple, actually uses a bunch of memory.
Oh yeah. There's also the amount of quick saves you can handle before going over your memory quota gets worse as the game gets later because the size of the quick save increases. So the overlap in the memory is larger.
And this cutscene that we're skipping saves like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah,
Yep.
For the longest time, this was called the 2.5 minute unskippable cutscene.
Let's go
where
grab a
everybody
sandwich
would take their
cutscene.
bathroom breaks. Yeah. Everybody would go grab snacks and take a bathroom break during it until last month, actually less than a month ago, I skipped it. And yeah.
It is now the
it's
lane
been all
skip.
downhill from there. Everything's downhill from there.
Oh crap, lost my mouse. Sometimes the mouse goes invisible when you're doing that save buffer.
Well, that's a soft buffer there, actually.
Oh, I thought the first one was the soft. Oh well, you can soft buffer or hard if you need to soft buffer. You can hard
Yeah,
buffer and it works the same way, but not the other way around.
Yeah, because that droid one is the last soft buffer of the game, unless you do the old strats for Malik before the fight.
Yeah, I don't know if you know how to do the.
I think I showed it. I thought I showed you the new strat sober. I think. I don't know. Nevertheless, it's gonna be no biggie.
Almost done with the
Also,
run, guys.
he actually interacted with the door from behind the droids because you cannot actually walk behind the droids; they're just blocking your way. But if you interact with the door behind the droids, your character just walks on the side into a territory you're not actually supposed to be in, so that your character just gets to the door.
So, using a force power to buffer, like soft buffering, stops being an option at this part of the Starforge, because all of these cutscenes were not actually the subject of the cutscenes. They're conversations between Malik and his lackeys. And since we're not the subject, us getting into combat won't kill the conversation.
Right away? No, it's not. It's down here. Oh shoot,
Also,
I missed it.
you'll notice that we picked Drain Life
yeah.
there. There
It's
is a
fine.
reason for that.
Oh, so unfortunately,
Yeah.
Silverhand missed this
I jumped the gun.
skip, which is, it's no big a deal. It's just a minor time loss. But
Yeah. Kind of activates these guys a little early, but it's okay.
Oh. Oh.
yeah, probably one of the hardest parts about Starforge is maintaining your force points, because you need force points to cast force powers, and it's very easy to run out and get caught in a rock in a hard place where you can't
Like right
cast
now.
to get out of things. Yes. Ideally, you'd want to have Force Valor active for this computer room to avoid getting slowed.
That happened to me on like one of my first runs of the game.
My gosh, they gave up on me.
Oh, lovely. Oh, that's good.
Oh my gosh.
I love it when their AI breaks like that.
Wow. This is like the nicest
Blessed
Starforge has been to me.
Blessed
that was
run.
really good.
Normally I get choked out there by every Sith, and it's bad. Oh, I'm gonna let this cutscene play, I guess, too.
Oh, oops.
I buffered too early on the Deck 2 cutscene, and then I attempted to buffer too late on this one. It's fine. It just adds a little bit of, I don't know.
Yeah, we're still well underestimated. It's no big deal.
Oh yeah.
So speaking of AI manipulation, there's a funny trick coming up in a second as well. So before the final Basilev fight, there's these three Dark Jedi that are blocking the door. And for the longest time, we called them the real final boss because they're arguably more difficult than the final boss because there's three of them and they all have really awful force powers. However, until several months ago, I figured out that if we open buffer up to them, their AI will break and they'll attack you one at a time, which is lovely. Which an open buffer is basically just a buffer, except you don't cast the force power at the end or like load the game. So it just delays the conversation instead of skipping it.
It's kind of like what we did earlier with the Jedi Council cutscene.
They picked the wrong guy to attack. Oh well.
Yeah, if you attack the wrong guy, you'll end up doing two at a time instead of one at a time, which again isn't a that big deal. It's still better than doing all three at once.
All right.
So between Master Critical Strike and Master Speed, we do about 3 attacks per combat round at all very high damage. So
I see now.
So this is a new AMG strat to skip the first phase of Basileus fight, and then we just fight out the other two. Or actually, he did an old strat to skip the second phase, so he only has to do one round, which is lovely.
I did not know about that AMG. That's really neat.
This is a bit of an older strat, grabbing party
There,
members
a
here,
break in
which
the
is
Sith
just
formation.
fine. It's a
Green Squadron,
valid way to
move
do
in.
it.
Green Squadron.
It's just the one I'm
moving in.
used to, so
Oh yeah, go
we're
with
just
what
gonna-
you're.
we're gonna roll
chill
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a marathon.
There is a way to skip this Green Squadron cutscene using AMG.
It's a pretty tight window, but
Yeah, it's very, very tight.
Oh yeah, getting it isn't so bad if you're not trying to get your party members. Getting it and getting party members is what's awful, which I'd never do that anymore. I just skip it and do the Malik fight without party members.
I'm here. Your wish? What? What can
So
I
this
do?
glitch is very old.
Yes.
Your party
What?
members will sometimes
Yes.
teleport
Yes.
behind things when they run into each other and you switch around, which is how we get behind Malik here. Also, this is Malik, the final boss, but this isn't the version of him that we fight, don't worry.
This is the version of him we fight.
Technically, the run ends when Malik dies, and we figured out a way to kill that NPC variant, you know. I'm sure that has quite the debate.
ooh, a lot of misses.
I mean, to be fair though, Lane, you could skip Freya, all
There we
two
go.
phases of Freya without even fighting her at all.
You continue to look around you, Revan. See the bodies. You should
So this is why we
Yeah.
take Drain Life with us. Instead of letting Malik absorb all these Jedi, we're gonna do it
For all intents and
and then
purposes,
defeat him once and for all.
except for one difference. I have
Yeah, this Malik fight is very RNG heavy. You'll see Sheet Metal in the chat with a bless RNG there. Because hitting Malik, he has one of the highest like armor classes in the game. So you know, we'll end up getting a lot of misses, though because of our master speed, we're still able to get enough hits on him to kill him pretty optimally, considering that we're only level 12.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, many people in casual runs will be level 12 when they're leaving Dantooine.
Oh, I got it. Nice.
This is a good fight so far.
Oh, yeah, for sure. This is a good Starforge in general.
Yeah, this is a
All
really
right,
good
where'd he go?
start
Oh,
for
he's
it.
way over there. All right.
I mean, for not
So
having-
the timer stops when Malik dies.
Cannot win.
Like when his health hits 0.
When his health hits 0. Yeah.
So yeah, time is coming up pretty soon.
I can get some hits. Come on. One more. And time.
GG, dude.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. And that's KOTOR.
impossible.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that was a good run for a marathon, dude.
It was a great Star Forge. It actually worked out pretty good in my favor. I was happy about that. Didn't get choked out. So, it's good.
Lovely stuff. Yeah, so Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic has quite the speedrunning community. We're always welcoming new people to either run, or just hang out, watch, any of that sort of stuff. We have a Discord on the sidebar on speedrun.com, for anybody seeking us out. We'd love to have you. Also, of course, follow Sober here. He's a great guy, streams decently often.
Oh,
Lovely.
thanks, man.
Admiral Dodonna, we've hit their main orbital stabilizers.
And Sober is a
Everyone
really
pull
great
back.
speedrunner
I don't want to lose
of
any
this
ships when that
game.
space station goes down.
I totally
We did it,
recommend you
Vandar.
guys give
The
him a
Sith are
follow.
routed and the Starforge
Thank you.
destroyed.
Yeah, so definitely check out speedrun.com, type in KOTOR. You'll find we've got tons of guides for every single skip. There's video, text guides on everything to get you started, all that good stuff.
It's a very accessible run, is what I always tell people. The tricks, very easy to learn, many people willing to help you. And we'd love to have people around.
I may not be like much of a KOTOR 1 runner as I am 2, but I can help out with KOTOR 2.
nevertheless, so Twitch TV/SoberLyte, Twitch TV/LaneDeBella, Twitch TV, Twitch.tv/30cents.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. May the force be with you.